2. I feel fucked today. Fucking hell. Oh, the spin was well hard last night. Look at my eyes. Obviously sleep's taking a hit straight away because Glenn's gone back in. I slept alright, but got a really bad dry mouth as well. I think that was just because I had the fans on because I was warm, and then I was just dehydrated in general. Because I must have had this morning, like about 5 o'clock, a litre of water, then an hour later another half shaker of water, just trying to rehydrate. Because obviously spin, I was just sweating so much. It's trying to, you can still be dehydrated the next day. That's something we have to be aware of. But the thought of having to get on the bike and do cardio this morning is just like, I tried staying asleep. I thought if I stay asleep, I don't have to do it. Or at least not yet. I couldn't sleep any longer, so here I am. But I don't know if I'm leaning. Let's check my weight right now. My scales are in front of me. Scales are always in the same spot on the floor. I get my little app open. I'm concerned about the croakiness of my voice though. Started last week and it's got worse last night, and I'm just about to batter my body. So I'm going to get some new supplements, some glutathione and some vitamin C in high bioavailable forms to see if it will help heal this faster with the stress I'm putting myself under. My weight's gone up, what the fuck? Well, we're now 1.6 kilos further away than we were yesterday. What the fuck? I don't even know. Food as well though. Killed it in cardio all day. No, that's disheartening, isn't it? Oh shit. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going and see what happens. Obviously adding other things in. Your Yohimbine especially, I'm trying to excuse myself now. Your Yohimbine does make you hold water. I'm going to tell myself that's what it is. Could be the trauma to my body from just going, what the hell have you just done yesterday? That was a lot of output. Like, I know, 26,000 steps in the end. Got a bit crazy with it. But Tuesday's normally a rest day. And I think I actually programmed training today because I'm going out the weekend. I'm still going out in this 2-week prep as well. But I think I'm going to keep today as a rest day. If I train, it's going to be light because my nervous system's always a bit shot after spin and training on Monday, because I normally train 3 days in a row, Monday being the third. Rest Tuesday, so I think I'm going to have to keep it as that because I'm in a state that's not quite so easy to recover from, and I haven't got much time, so I think I'm going to leave that. I'm not training today and just take a minute, just do the cardio. I'll hopefully be better by tomorrow. I'm not going to say I will be better by tomorrow. Hopefully be slightly better by tomorrow. Let's catch up later on. Holy shit, I'm awake now. So it's been an hour. And obviously I took my supplements and things, because some of them are capsules that take a bit longer. When they've just had what hit me in the face, him being Glenn, T3, modafinil's just gone, Posh. Let's go do some cardio. I'm awake now and I'm very warm. So if I had a proper camera angle on the window that's not dead low and cut my head off and I've got to lean down. This is slightly better. Slightly better. So the cardio's getting hard. Genuinely the hardest bit. Fucking an hour on the bike in the morning. Finally getting done and then realising that there's another hour at night. It's fucking soul destroying. Genuinely is. That's what breaks your soul when you start doubling up on cardio. But the thing is, it's normally a bit of a sliding scale and you kind of get more in the zone as time goes on, and it kind of consumes more of your life as you focus harder and harder. Going from chilling out and having a weekend of just eating shit food like I just had, and then going 2 a days. It's just, oh my god, there's a lot to process right now. Fuck me. So first hour done, I'm now going to go walking, get my steps. So obviously when most people say they're doing 2 hours of cardio, they'll mean they'll get on the treadmill for 2 hours, something. They'll probably do 2 hours of activity. I'm doing 2 hours on the bike. Bearing in mind, one of those hours was a spin class last night, and if you've ever been to mine, it is do or die. Then my 20,000 steps, plus really low food. So it's, yes, I'm using chemistry to manage my hunger, and there's some stimulants in there, and luckily because I'd pulled most of the stimulants out of my regime before, I can keep them at minimum dose, and it's given me a bit of a boost. It's only going to take me so far though. Fatigue is still going to be in. That bike was still tough. There's not much energy available to pedal with, and it's still it's the mental battle that you cannot. There's nothing can shortcut, can cheat the fact that I've got to sit on a bike in my living room for 2 hours every day, and then I've got to go walking, and the less time I spend on the gym floor means the more time I've got to spend actually walking. And 20,000 steps is the equivalent of about 3.5 hours walking if you were going in a straight line. And I'm training 5 days a week. So when people turn around and tell you it's easy, or people piss and moan when they're on like 10,000 steps and not 40 minutes cardio, shut the fuck up, because this is real hard work. This is your limit. When you're saying how hard can you go, how hard can this go before your body breaks down? That's more the thing. I've brought my body down a few times. This 2 weeks is manageable. My mental state is strong enough to last, and my physical state will last because I was fresh. But it's going to be fun. And that's a lie, it's not. It's going to be torturous, but the experiment itself I find interesting. Testing my knowledge, testing my level of knowledge on chemistry and sort of coaching and bodybuilding and everything at this point. I'm not going to turn up as the most shredded guy on stage. I'm not going to turn up and get first place. I know that that's not the aim of what I'm trying to do. This is me trying to see what I can do in 2 weeks with some clever manipulation of things and some fucking hard work. So, let's go. Step time. I'm starting to get hungry now. I'm starting to get really hungry. Like my stomach's hurting. 5:36. Gotta eat this. This is 250 grams of mince with the lightest tomato sauce I can find and 150 grams of salad. Meal one was mince with the same tomatoes, same mince, 250 grams with 225 grams of veg. Non-training day, low carbs. I'll have slightly higher carbs in my last meal because obviously tomorrow's a training day, but I'm aiming for sub 2,000, which apart from if I was to fast for a full day, it will be the lowest food I've ever had in a single day. And for someone of my size, doing 20,000 steps 2 hours on the bike, which I'm only halfway through for today, that's very low food. But I feel the hunger, like I said yesterday, the hunger was alright. Today the hunger's worse. I feel a bit tired, but I always do on Tuesday. It's a rest day, I always do. CNS is just battered from 3 days of training. And from spin on the Monday night, just trying to kill everyone in the process. Let's go. But I always need a Tuesday to rest, and I thought with this short time frame, oh no, I need to train. And I had to then, I've got to keep holding back because your nervous system can only take so much, and I can end up looking worse on stage. Like I said, this is not a time to push training and start blasting and going, oh no, the gear's going up, let's blast training. Actually pulling back is better. The aim is low calories and calorie expenditure. So to just go steady state on the bike instead of doing sprints is better, because I've got to still pace myself, because although it's only 2 weeks, I could easily burn out in less than one if I go hell for leather. So you kind of got to go 100%, but a sustainable 100%. So I still need to have my rest day. I'm obviously doing the cardio on my steps, but still need to have a rest day today to let my body rest. Training tomorrow, training with Nick, so then I'm going to not tell him I'm competing. It's just because I don't want to yet. I think I'm just going to turn up on the day. So I'm literally just going to just obviously, it's a last minute decision. But then I won't be getting spotted on the working sets. I don't want to get spotted. If anything, it's 1 rep in reserve. I'm essentially 2 weeks out of my show. The goal is not to try and build tissue. That's what those pushing to failure and beyond, that's what it does. It's the overload, it's the stimulus that builds muscle. To actually maintain, it's way behind that. That's why most people don't ever go forward. They stay in the same place, because they're about 4 reps in reserve on any set. So going one rep in reserve is still a stimulus, it's still going to be taxing, but then I'm still going to do my 2 hours on a bike tomorrow and the 20,000 steps, which will just kill my legs if I've gone so far beyond in the training session. So like I said, everything's strategic. It's not just going, all right, I'm taking a load of gear, so let's go. It's using every piece of knowledge, like, okay, training at a 2 week out point has to be adjusted. How high can I put the cardio? That is a mind game. The food going low is a mind game. Like, my stomach's hurting today. I'm wearing the weights trainer, pulling in and trying to pull it in all day, because if I'm not in the shape I should be in, because I'm doing 2 week prep, I've got to make sure my waist is tight and pulled in and controlled, way better than it was last time. And I actually looked at the old videos, I can definitely do better than that. Pulling in, training my transverse abdominis, pulling that, so when I go in, I'm on stage, it's literally sideways, in, which most class 1s cannot do, and they definitely can't hold. So, it's these things of, like, it's... Every bit of knowledge I've learned at this point, I'm trying to pour into 2 weeks and then have some outcomes and then explain the outcomes later on, because if this was a full prep, to implement some of these things that I'm using would change so many people's preps. To be healthier physically and not put so much stress on the body, healthier mentally, not causing the eating disorders and everything else we see, and just a general destruction of your mental state. All that stuff that we generally see through prep with a lot of people doesn't necessarily have to be that way, because now we know more than we used to. Why are we still using the same approaches? And yeah, I know people will turn around and do a little bit of pushback and say, yeah, but you weren't shredded. Mate, I fucking prepped for 2 weeks. Like, what do you want from me? Fuck, I'm still going to do 2 hours of cardio a day, 20,000 steps. That's more than most people will do, and I did that for a long time last time. So had I had a full prep, we'd be talking a different situation. The rest of them have been blasting gear for God knows how long, and I've been on TRT for 5 months and just doing 2 weeks to see what can be done in 2 weeks. So if I do a decent amount in 2 weeks, fucking hell, imagine it's actually presentable on stage. Yeah, I might be presentable at this point. Probably not going to be, but I might be presentable at this point. Well, if I'm presentable in 2 weeks, what could I have done if I actually hadn't eaten shit? Look, I'm talking 10,000 calories a day of shit on Saturday and Sunday for 2 weekends in a row. If I hadn't done that for a start, I'd be about 4 pounds further on. If I was the state I was at when I went to Ibiza, obviously I was like, oh, I'll go to Ibiza and I'll just do some partying. Like, I'm in shape, let's enjoy the summer, I've got no goal, I'm not competing. Whereas if I'd actually gone, and I've about 2 weeks just to deload and rest, and then let's knuckle down and do a show. The only reason I'm not doing that is the one simple reason. This motherfucker here, this loose dog here, this which come from the operation, which we've talked about many times. That is literally the reason I'm not doing this show in the first place. I'd be already doing this show otherwise. And I said, well, I'm not going to be happy with what I can present on stage if my waist is not tight. My waist won't be tight with the skin like that. And that's why I've just gone, do you know what, let's just, for an experiment. This is what I've done my entire life, well, 17 years of it, because I've never had a coach, so I have to experiment. Because I've learned some new information, and then I have to know if it works, because it's theoretical. How do I put it into practice? Well, okay, I've just got to go and give it a go and see what happens. It's often a good approach as well, which is why I've learned so much over time. It's just that it takes a long time to make these videos, which is why most people don't know that there's quite a lot in here. So on that note, let me finish this meal and I've got to get to the gym. I've got some steps, 10,000 steps left, another hour on the bike and some work to do. Let's go. Oh God. Oh, that's horribly bright. I have no idea why I'm doing this to myself. Oh my God. It's 9:24 at night and I've got to go on the bike for an hour and I've got anxiety. I've had anxiety about getting on this bike whilst training 2 clients, because I know that it's going to be horrendous from minute the start to finish. Oh, fuck me, and I've got steps to do. I haven't even finished. Let's get my shaker. Try to do my nighttime supplements. I'm well behind schedule. I should have finished the bike by now. Everything's got set back. This is what happens with life. Hey, one way I've saved a lot of time. Do you know what? I'm going to go through the drugs and the nighttime supplements. Let's do it now. One way I've saved loads of time. This big box of powders, which has about 10 things, about 12 things in. after like 2.5 years. I've made up a 12-day, it fit 12 days in there. So I just weigh 40 grams out each day, which genuinely saves me about 20 minutes a day. Why I didn't do this earlier, I don't know. So now all I have to do is the tablets at night time, because I shake that, give it a little stir round. So we've got in there Support Max Neuro, some magnesium, some sleep stack. It's a feel-good stack. This is me scooping out with the adjustable measuring scoop. So I need 40 grams. So that's that done. As for the drugs, God, genuinely very important. Beta blockers are one of the most important drugs in my arsenal, which most people don't take. My 2017 prep almost broke my heart, physically, not emotionally. And then my resting heart rate would never go down afterwards. It caused significant long-term damage to my body. So I ended up fighting for beta blockers. Then I decided to stay on beta blockers because if you actually look into them and you go, hang on, but all the stuff we do as bodybuilders really beats the shit out of our heart. These seem to counteract a lot of those negative things, my thought process. And after the first 6 weeks of adjustment period, my performance wasn't impacted at all. But my heart, which has been scanned last week, literally, is absolutely fine, really healthy. And it doesn't have this high heart rate all the time. It's very low most of the time. Clenbuterol, which kicks it up, which we've just started taking, this combats that high heart rate. Especially at night time when you're trying to sleep and you can't. That's why we just take the beta blocks at night time, which have a high propranolol, which this is, has a short half-life. So by the morning, it doesn't really affect me. If I was to take it pre-workout, it would kill my workout. But I could take it post-workout and calm down. Or I could take it at night time and actually calm the hell down. When Clen is working 24 hours a day, heart rate's sitting high and we're going da-dum at night time. Or T3 drives it up, Trenbolone drives it up. This should be in most bodybuilders' arsenal, but they don't use it. I don't know why propranolol or beta blocks in general are not talked about enough, because when you're taking Clen or Tren, especially, and loads of stimulants, and most of you have got carrying a lot of weight and not very healthy anyway, so your heart rate's generally quite high. Beta blockers. So when I'm taking anything like Clen, like I've just started doing, the beta blockers usually go up. So my normal dosage that I prescribed was between 40 to 120 milligrams of propranolol. Relatively high dosage, 120. I keep it 120 most of the time because I noticed that I'm much calmer as a person. And if any of you know me, the last 6 months, been much calmer as a person. This is one of the reasons why, because that over-exaggerated response most people get to everything, especially when they're taking loads of stimulants and they're really hungry, they're taking loads of Tren and loads of Clen, and they go rah all the time. This helps calm that down. So you might be able to go, that's annoying. Okay, let me deal with it in a rational manner. Like a normal person, not the Incredible Hulk, just going green, straight from normal to green. Maybe this would allow you to go and just calm the fuck down and deal with it like a normal person. So I would urge most people to try beta blockers. I have got a link if anyone wants some. And the next one is Telemazartan. Telemazartan is a blood pressure medication. Again, bodybuilders mainly have high blood pressure. A lot of the general population do have high blood pressure, to be fair. Bodybuilders in particular have high blood pressure. Why? Because a lot of them carry a lot of body weight, they're not very fit. Take a lot of gear that drives their blood pressure up, whether it's through water retention, mineral retention, estrogen retention, which can drive more water retention. And there's generally some drugs that will just drive blood pressure up. And there's drugs that will drive blood count up, which will drive blood pressure up. Dehydration will also cause blood pressure to go up. And if you're not hydrated enough, which a lot of you are not, especially when you take loads of diuretics near to a show, which everyone's doing, all this stuff is going to destroy your kidneys and your heart. So these two things are going to really help protect your heart. I have a strong argument for this and to do cardio because I've just had my heart scanned and it's in a really healthy state. It doesn't look like a bodybuilder, it looks like a normal athlete, not a steroid taking 18 stone plus athlete. They find a difference because most guys at this weight and been doing this for 12 years would have a significantly adjusted heart with the left ventricle being very big. These drugs will help. So we've got propranolol and Telemazartan. Take them anyway. I didn't have high blood pressure, but I introduced Telemazartan anyway. Not because I had high blood pressure, but because it has a load of other health benefits. One of which is increased aerobic capacity, much like cardarine, which we've also just added in just for now. I actually don't normally use it. The reason we use Telemazartan instead of cardarine is because there's a lot of long-term data on Telemazartan. There isn't for cardarine. In the future, maybe cardarine will be shown to be relatively safe. Right now, Telemazartan we know is very safe and has been tolerated for a very long time, and there's lots and lots and lots of people taking it, so lots of clinical evidence to show that it's safe. And having taken it, honestly, it makes a big difference. You don't get winded during training so much. I mean, I am fit anyway. That's not meant to be arrogant. I am generally classed as a fit person. I do a decent amount of cardio, but it made a big impact. Like I said, it was subtle. It was like I was training. I was kind of going, I'm not really out of breath. Especially you see some guys how fucked they are after a working set, and I'm like bouncing between. So if you watch me in the gym, bouncing between weights exercise, it's very easy. And it just feels like, fair enough, I have allergies, so they do get flared up sometimes, but the whole process is just smoother and more efficient since putting Telemazartan in. I already had the beta blocker, so I know they were isolated and saw the benefits from them when I put them in. Telemazartan I put in separately, so I've seen the benefits of putting that in. That's it for the nighttime supplements. I've got to go and do the cardio now. Oh, shit, man. Oh. I actually really don't want, I don't even know why am I even doing this? So yeah, what a great idea. Let's go and do a contest prep in 2 weeks. Fuck off. Oh no. Oh, fatigue is hitting me hard. Oh. So I did my second hour on the bike. It's 11:30 at night. I decided to come out to do my last 5,000 steps. I've still got 1,500 left. So I'm walking on Tesco, getting my vegetables. Because it's just protein and vegetables today. I'm really thirsty as well. There's no drinks in that stupid. Oh, there's no drinks in the thing. I'm well thirsty. I'm tired. So tired now. But I'm just gonna that's why I'm walking the long way around, by the way, and just getting the last few steps. Whole body feels heavy. I really need a drink. Get my vegetables, walk a couple of laps, walk home, pray that my 20,000 is done. Shower, bed. Fuck this. Day 2 done.